Here's a story you're just not going to believe. Christine Anderson joins us. And Christine, welcome to the Lionel Show. Tell us about your terrorist son and when was he recruited into Al-Qaeda? Tell us your story.
Exactly. Well, we were going to Disney World when it was just before his third birthday, which he was born on 4th of July. And we get to the airport, and we found out apparently he must have been recruited at some time before because they stopped us and told us that we were not going to be able to go right away.
Now, how old is your son?
Right now, he will be 8 on the 4th.
And as far as you know, your son has never exhibited anything that could be construed as terroristic.
Unless you're his brother and had a saved video game, no.
How did this happen?
You know, I don't know. They have not been able to give me any answers. The only thing I get from DHS or TSA has been that it's an embarrassment for them, but I have gotten no explanation or no cleared letter. I've spoken to the FBI and the White House. The White House of the previous administration said that they couldn't help me. So I'm not entirely sure.
Is your son still on this list now? Let's clarify this.
Yes, as far as I know, he is.
Now, so if you go to the airport or get a ticket,
yep,
and you show up, it says your son's name, correct?
Correct, and we are technically till he's 12. They really can't refuse us airfare, but they make us go through a whole bunch of rigmarole, and we
now,
get handled.
Your son is named John, correct?
Yes.
John Anderson is not exactly a rare name. Country music star, swinging, independent candidate, 1980. The name is not exactly, rare. So when they say, it says John Anderson, how do they know it's 7 or 8-year-old John Anderson, your son?
I'm not entirely sure on how that works. The DHS and TSA has come out saying it is only names. I've had the FBI read me his birthday.
Anybody named John Anderson cannot fly.
That I don't know. I've talked to a couple of John Andersons. I've searched them out. Some of them don't have any issue, and some of them do.
But how do they know it's the 7 or 8? It's your John Anderson. Is it his address? Social Security? What?
No, I think it's his birth date because I've seen parts of the list, and it does include birth dates. But I've tried flying as Jack Anderson with his birth date, and they have stopped us as well.
Now, the very fact that your son is 8 years old, nobody has ever said to you, wait a minute, this is a mistake.
Oh, the airlines do. The airlines think it's ridiculous.
So, and he's allowed on.
They think it's ridiculous. They have to have a manager come over and work some magic, and then walk us through security, and then security walks us to the gate.
Have you contacted a congressperson?
Yeah, actually, I've contacted Amy Klobuchar. I just contacted Al Franken now that we have another senator.
Mm-hmm.
I've contacted local.
He'll probably think it's a joke. I mean, he'll think you're kidding me.
Yeah, Amy was really Amy Klobuchar, Senator Klobuchar, sorry, has been really frustrated in dealing with this. Her office says that they've hung up a few times on DHS and TSA, saying that they're really having a hard time getting anywhere with it.
Christine, tell me this is a joke. Tell me you and Chandy over here are pulling the wool over my eyes. Tell me that I do not live in a country. Tell me that this group of people that put a man on the moon, we're mapping a genome, cannot get an 8-year-old kid's name off of a terrorist watch list. Tell me, Christine, you're loaded. You hit the Robitussin too early. Tell me this is a joke.
I wish I could. I really do, because then, I think my son would be sleeping in his own bed most nights.
What does he think?
Honestly, if you talk to him, he thinks it's really silly. He says it doesn't feel right to be on the list because he's never done anything wrong. He's not a bad guy. He's actually said that he's not a terrorist. He's never flown planes into buildings or mountains. And again, I don't know what the mountain thing is, but, he's a kid, and he's really sweet, and he doesn't deserve this.
Yes, and I think it's tough enough being growing up with the stigma of, just being a kid as opposed to being watched by the federal authorities, it's got to have a tremendous effect on him.
Well, he was really scared. At about 4, the second time we got stopped, it really started dawning on him what was going on, and he actually thought the government was going to come take him away. So, it was really scary for him.
This is so sad. This goes back to the days when, remember when they had old ladies take their shoes off and I always thought, Al-Qaeda's pretty good at recruiting, but I never thought they'd get Aunt B from Des Moines. There was just no sense of propriety. Well, what's the latest? I mean, so right now.
Well, the last it was left was back in August. DHS called my house and told me that it was very much an embarrassment. They had a big meeting to determine whether or not my son could actually feel the way that I have stated he feels. And once it was determined that he, in fact, could feel that way as a child and be scared of the government, that they were going to send him a letter, which they never did. So that's kind of where it sits. I just spoke to Amy Klobuchar's office yesterday regarding Jack and the fact that there's no progress, and I contacted Al Franken, and I'm hoping that there can be some rebel-rousing again.
And you also have a Facebook account to document your frustration. Is that it?
Yes, I have. I do have a group on Facebook.
And what is that name so people can join?
It's called Please Help John Anderson Get Off the Terrorist Watch List. And it's got a lovely picture of him, and there are roughly about 300 and some odd people, and we do a monthly letter to the Obama administration asking for help.
This is just sad. It really is sad. Well, let's do this. Could we possibly, from time to time, keep in touch with you?
I would love that.
And do whatever we can to see, because this is just sad. It really is. It's just, for lack of a better word, just sad. Well, listen, my best to John, bless his heart, and thank you so much for being with us.
And, I really appreciate you guys thinking of us and having us on the show and helping me to help my son.
Well, bless his heart. Listen, I tell you, the life's tough enough. Christine, thank you so much.